Hi, welcome back to the Love Luxury YouTube channel. I'm Emily Abraham. Today we're going to be talking about Hermes leather stamps. Don't forget to hit subscribe, like and comment. So Hermes have many different skins that they use, and the standard skins, so the cowhide skins, etc., do not come with stamps that differentiate between the leathers. You just have to look at the grain or the non-grain, the texture of those skins to know which skin it is. Now, when it comes to the exotic leathers, they do have very specific markings, and this marking is next to the Made in Paris sign. For alligator, there's a tiny little square, and we've got two alligator items here, which is this cuff and this Constance to go. Both of those are alligator. So next on my list is a little up arrow, and that means it's porosus, and we have two crocodile porosus here. We have the B35 black with gold and diamond hardware, and then we have the B30 with, which is in Havana color, with gold hardware. Now both of those are crocodile porosus leathers. And then finally, for the leathers that we have here in store at the moment, I have this absolutely gorgeous Niloticus. Now, this one is very special indeed. It's not as common as the other leathers. And actually, the Himalayan leather bags are made from the same skin. And this is represented by two little dots. So Niloticus lizard is represented by a dash, and Salvador leather is a dash on top of each other, essentially an equals sign. So that Salvador is the equals sign. Funnily enough, ostrich doesn't have a stamp. Although it's considered an exotic skin, it no longer comes with a CITES because they are no longer endangered, which is fabulous news, isn't it? And ostrich is determined and defined by the dots on the skin where the feather quills come from. So there are a couple of other stamps that we'll talk about, and one of them in particular we see quite often here at Love Luxury is the horseshoe stamp, and that is exactly as it sounds. It's a horseshoe shape, and that horseshoe means that that bag is a special order. So the HSS is a special order bag, which means that the person who owned it designed it themselves in Hermes. The next on the list is a shooting star. So this one I can only explain, it has like a swoosh and then a star at the end. And that one is actually an artisan's own bag. So that means that somebody who works and creates the bags in Hermes is allowed to produce their own bag, and that is the bag that they've created for themselves, and they're allowed to use it themselves. And finally, the last stamp that we're going to talk about today is the S, and that means Hermes Sail or Staff Edition bag. So that means that it's been crafted and sold to a member of staff. As you can see behind me, these bags are crafted solely from exotic skins. They're absolutely stunning, but what you can also find on the market, and I'm going to show you now, I have to put my glove on to touch this one. Touch any of them with gloves. This beautiful Birkin 25. Now this is called a Birkin 25 touch, and the reason it's called a touch is because it has a touch of exotic skin on it. So the lock key, so the clochette, sorry, should I say, not the lock key and clochette. The clochette is crafted from the exotic skin, as well as the upper flap and the handles, and then the strap that runs through the bag is also crafted from the exotic skin. Now this bag is crafted from Togo, which is cowhide, and alligator Mississippianus. Well, what's different about this bag is that it's a matte finish. So in Hermes, any leather that is an exotic that's finished with the matte finish is always more expensive than its shiny counterpart. And the reason for this is because the finishing process takes so much longer on the matte finish bags than it does on the shiny finish. So as I touched on with the Birkin 25, there are two types of exotic skins that you can get in certain skins. So one is called matte, which is stands to reason what it is. It's a matte finish. And one is called lissé, and that means shiny. Alligator, Niloticus, and Porosus all come in lissé or matte finishes. And actually, the Himalayan bag is only produced in matte finish. And what we will also find is that certain colours are represented by certain finishes. So a brighter colour would have a lissé finish on it, whereas a more dull or subdued colour can come with the matte finish on it. I just want to talk a little bit about the Himalaya bags. Now, they were in the news recently because they have literally skyrocketed. The retail for them is between £60,000 and £70,000, and the resale price for them is anything up to £250,000 and perhaps more. It depends obviously on the model, the size, the condition, and also the way that the colours sit on the bag. This is renowned to be the most difficult colouring process that Hermes produce, simply because the skins are so hard to bleach and get the colour out of, to then add these beautiful béton or gris pearl tones on top. When you purchase an exotic skin bag on the secondary market or even first market from Hermes, you would make sure that you have a CITES. So a CITES tells you that the skin that you have on your bag was humanely sourced and that the company have stuck to the rules of CITES, which stands for Convention on International Trade on Endangered Species. When you're looking at purchasing an exotic skin from Hermes, you will find that the alligator skins are lower in price than the crocodile skins. And actually, it's the Porosus leathers that are the most expensive. And if you were to pick yourself up a matte Porosus crocodile skin bag, you would actually be purchasing the most expensive leather that Hermes produce. So we touched very briefly on lizard also, and we've had a couple of lizard bags or bags with lizard on them come in here at Love Luxury, and one of them was the Club from 2012. And this bag had a strip of the Hermes orange in lizard down the centre of the bag, 2 strips actually, please forgive me. And the reason why we find only small amounts on larger bags is because lizards are notoriously smaller creatures than crocodiles or alligators. And actually, alligators are a lot larger than crocodiles. Also, alligators can grow up to 20 feet, where crocodiles grow up to approximately 12 feet. So we also have some ostrich items come in here at Love Luxury, and they are absolutely fantastic bags. It's a very underrated leather. It's scratch proof, so it's highly durable. And it's also rain resistant or shower resistant, which means that you can take an ostrich bag out and actually use it and not be afraid to use it. One thing though that is a downside for some people, not for others, is that ostrich does patina when it comes into contact with human skin and creams, etc. So if you like a bag that stays exactly as it was when you bought it, then ostrich wouldn't be for you. But if you like a bag that does get a patina, changes colour, and it kind of grows with you, ostrich is a great bag. What's also good about ostrich is it is lightweight. So you can have a large bag made from ostrich and it's not going to break your neck or your back when you're carrying it all day. I think another great fact about ostrich, which I touched on earlier, is that ostrich is now no longer endangered, which means that when you purchase your ostrich purchases from Hermes or from secondary places like here at Love Luxury, you don't need a CITES to carry that bag out of the country anymore, which I think is a really good bonus point. Thank you so much for joining us here today while we went over exotic skins and the different stamps inside Hermes bags. We hope that you found something informative. Don't forget to hit subscribe, like and comment.